Nearly 12 years ago, I campaigned for mayor of Detroit by spending time in living rooms like this. Back then, the us versus them politics were tearing the city apart. The politicians who were supposed to be leading spent their time fighting each other as the city of Detroit headed toward bankruptcy. More than 1,000 people a month were moving out, and those left behind faced city services that were non-existent, living in neighborhoods becoming more abandoned and more dangerous by the week. Night after night, I sat in homes talking to residents who felt ignored and angry at city government. I did 250 of these house parties and promised that if we put people first, not politics, we could start to build the city we wanted and give our children the future they deserve. From day one as mayor, I put a stop to the fights with the suburbs, the feuds with the unions, the attacks on the business community, and the endless battles with city council. I went to Lansing and built relationships with Democrats and Republicans. We took our neighborhoods from the darkness of burned out streetlights, and we lit the entire city to the national standard. We recruited major new employers to Detroit, built new auto plants, opened hundreds of small businesses, and reduced Detroit's unemployment rate to its lowest rate in more than 30 years.
First time since 2000, the unemployment rate has dipped below 7%.
We cut blight across our city, removing thousands of abandoned houses and buildings. And in their place, we built beauty. New parks, new streetscapes, $1 billion in new affordable housing, and an entirely new Detroit riverfront. The result? For the first time since 1957, Detroit's population is growing again. But I was always keenly aware my approach didn't fit comfortably inside the dogma of either of the two political parties. We're building a city where everyone is valued, and I fought hard for civil rights, reproductive rights, and rights for our LGBTQ community. But when the calls mounted to defund the police, I angered some in my own party by giving Detroit police officers a well-deserved $10,000 raise and putting 300 more officers on the street.
Raises for new Detroit police
Detroiters know the results. We've reduced shootings and carjackings by 40 to 50%, and last year, Detroit saw its fewest homicides since 1966. The political fighting and the nonsense that once held Detroit back is too often what we're seeing in Michigan today. The current system forces people to choose sides, not find solutions. I want to see if I can change that. By starting a campaign for governor, by having a conversation about whether it's time for a whole new approach, a governor who's an independent. What would happen if we upended the system and gave Michigan voters a new choice? A governor who didn't run as a candidate of either party, who went to work every day with no goal except to get people to work together for all of Michigan. As I did 12 years ago, this campaign will start by finding out what you think, by going to every corner of Michigan. I'm looking forward to sitting in living rooms from Detroit to Alpena to Hillsdale to Ishpeming. We face issues that touch the lives of every community. I believe Michigan's biggest export is no longer our automobiles. It's our young people. Our young people are moving out of Michigan at a rate faster today than any state in America. And it will take real change to build an economy with real opportunities. I don't believe our schools are doing nearly enough to prepare our children to succeed. We need to put more resources in all our school systems in Michigan and assure real improvement in a way that respects the voice of parents in their children's education. I'm not running to be the Democrats' governor or the Republicans' governor. I'm running to be your governor. So if you and your neighbors are tired of the politics of conflict and want to have a serious conversation about real change, please invite me to your community. It's a big state, and it'll take me time to get everywhere. But I'll work really hard to get to know you and your problems and give you a chance to get to know me. And just maybe together, we can build a different kind of politics and build a brighter future for Michigan.